Phillies back in action tonight. And, of course, Seth Everett from NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network. You can listen at NBCSportsRadio.com. Download the NBC Sports Radio mobile app today. Talking some baseball with us. What's going on, Seth?
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back. Your fill-in did an admirable job.
Yeah, the guys
there was a Wally Pipp. I thought a Wally Pipp situation coming.
The guys do a great job filling in. I'll be here for another week or so, and they'll be back, so you'll get a chance to talk to them again. So don't feel bad, all right? You get those guys back again.
Go. I'll never feel bad.
I wanted to talk to you about this. 73% of teams at first place at this stage of the season end up going on to the playoffs. If there's a team in that group that does not have a playoff feel, would there be one that stands out to you?
Ooh, good question.
See, I Wally Pipped them again. I Wally Pipped them right back.
Yeah, there you go. Probably. Well, the NL West, isn't Arizona in first place right now?
Right now, yep.
Yeah, so I would say Arizona, just in the sense that I think the Dodgers ultimately win that division, and I've kind of stated that, or they're tied, I guess. You know, I kind of think the Dodgers will win. The race that fascinates me is Cubs-Milwaukee, and Philly-Atlanta really fascinates me too. And I'm not discounting the Nationals. It's 5. It's not a huge number. I know everybody's talked about the Nationals. I'm happy to talk about the Nationals. They've had a very headline-filled week, but I think the Nationals are in this thing. I believe more in their 5, for example, than Oakland's 5. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Oakland catches Houston, but I think that Washington could catch Philly.
Right. You've got Arizona and the Dodgers in a deadlock right now. You've got the Cubs and the Brewers 1 game apart, and you got Philly and Atlanta a half a game. So the entire National League is really yet to be settled, where the American League feels like it's already done, right?
Yeah, I mean, Seattle and Oakland are now tied, so Seattle's fallen on a bit of hard times. They lost a couple in a row to the Astros. And Oakland's been hot. I mean, Oakland's been really hot. It's fine. The thing with Seattle, their run differential is not great. And, they're a situation where they've won a lot of one-run games, and kind of law of averages starting to creep up on them. They're interested in seeing what happens. But, yeah, Seattle and Oakland are fighting for a wild card. The ironic part about that is if Houston wins the West, they're battling just to get in the playoffs, whereas for the Yankees and the Red Sox, I mean, that's 5.5, and the loser of that is the wild card. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I think it's crazy that the Yankees are 30 games over 500. They're playing .640 baseball, and they're 5.5 out. That's amazing. And what the Red Sox are doing is historic.
Well,
the Red Sox are reminding me of the 01 Mariners or the 98 Yankees.
Well, it leads me down the Red Sox road because Philly was just there. They lose the game 1-0 on a bonehead play by Herrera. And then, by the way, a tremendous outing by Nola that night. And then they beat the Red Sox 3-1 with Arrieta. I don't know. Did you feel better about the Phillies after their series in Boston that maybe you did before the series in Boston? Because I feel like, Seth, I'm here every day, and I'm not sure that people know what to think about the Phillies.
No, let me not misconstrue here, because I don't want to sound like I'm anti-Philadelphia. I love the Phillies. Okay, that's an organization that I have ties to, and I'm a fan. My concerns about the Phillies are this is all uncharted territory. And this group has never been remotely close to where they are right now. So there's nothing to hold back, hold your hat on. Unlike the Dodgers, unlike Arizona from last year, unlike Washington. Like, you have all these teams that have done it before. And so when you're in uncharted territory, my attitude is always, I throw caution. That's all it is caution. I thought the Phillies held their own very nicely against the Red Sox.
Sure.
I think there's nothing to be said. And against really good teams, they have played really well. But there's still 2 months left. It's going to get hot. It's already hot, and it's one of those situations where you've got a good Braves team that you're battling, and then there's the Nationals. And I'm sorry, I am not sleeping on the Washington Nationals.
They've got 6 with Washington coming up at the end of the month here, which really could set the story, Seth, for the rest of the year. Those 6 games, I think they're the last 6 times that those two teams face off against each other. That really could be, that could tell the National League East story right there.
You could, the head-to-head matchups. Those
actually, they have 3 more. They do play 3 times in September.
Yeah, no, but the head-to-head games. I mean, look, I circle on your calendar when these teams play. That's why a 3-team race is great. Because Washington will play Atlanta. That's must-watch. You know what I mean? Washington plays Philly. That's must-watch. Philly plays Atlanta. That's must-watch. These are games. I have been a huge critic of baseball, but there is one fact that never ever will be replaced. Nothing sells drama like pennant races.
That's right.
Pennant races are great because in a pennant race, you want to know what the standings are, where that team is playing, and what time's first pitch, and you're glued. And this is when baseball can flaunt its technology. This is when baseball can do all the things because I will not be obsessed with strikeouts when you have pennant race games. I want to know when the Cubs are playing Milwaukee. I want to know when Arizona's playing the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I want to know when Seattle's playing Oakland because nothing sells baseball better than a pennant race.
Matt Klintak do enough?
Well, I like Ramos. I did a podcast with him. If you download Sports with Friends, it's now outdated, but so is Jay Happ. Philly fans will like the Happ interview. We talk about our days with the Phillies, back in 2011 when I worked there, and also about the Halladay Memorial when all the old Phillies teammates got together, and he told a really cool story there. But the Wilson Ramos podcast is very interesting because he talks about all of the analytics, and he's a really smart guy. And I just remember those great Phillies teams. We talk about Carlos Ruiz as being the anchor of the whole show. And I think Wilson Ramos can emerge in that. I think that he's not going to all of a sudden be that. He's not Yadier Molina. But what he is he's a really, really smart guy that can really help the lineup offensively too. I'm very curious to see how he meshes with the Phillies' young pitchers.
Yeah, and of course, they got Cabrera the week before. They added a pitcher. Hamels last night struck out 9 with the Cubs, so the Phillies decide not to go starting pitching. They added a little bit of the offense. We'll see how it all shakes out. Seth Everett, NBC Sports Radio, the 24/7 live sports talk network. You can listen at NBCSportsRadio.com. Download the NBC Sports mobile app today. As always, Seth, thanks a bunch, pal.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You got it. Seth Everett, like all guests of the Sports Bash, appeared via the Boardwalk Honda hotline.